universal healthcare, and I went to this high school. It's called Curie High School. Not sure if you guys heard of it. It's in Southside Chicago. I was part of this group organization called Model UN. I was peer pressured actually because my French teacher, she offered extra credit, but she was really mean and scary, so I was like, I don't want to fail. So I joined and I stayed there for 4 years because she's a scary woman. Model UN basically is what it sounds like. You model the United Nations. And so every year we went to Michigan University and we had like debates on certain topics. So my focus was on like humanitarian rights. Whew, sorry, I got nervous. Humanitarian rights, and it focuses on different countries. So I focused on Switzerland, Belgium, and never really the United States. So for this speech, I looked into like medical care in the United States. And so I'm not an expert, but I kind of know what I'm talking about, if that makes sense. And so it made me realize that, thinking back to the conversation we had about the American dream when we first started the class, it's changed. And not only do we want a better America, we also want it to be right and just, and I think that one of the rights should be accessible and affordable healthcare. What a lot of people don't know is that having universal healthcare in America is very possible, but America, I don't know what's going on with this country, honestly, but in other countries like France, Germany, and I think Denmark, they have a lower, they are not as rich as our country, and they have universal healthcare, and they're spending less money than the United States. And so, not only would it be profitable, it would also decrease medical bankruptcy, because a lot of people can't afford to pay the products that they need for their health. Like, I remember when I was younger, I would go to the bank with my mom, and there would be this like sweet little old man. He would hold open the door, like his hands would shake and his cane would be in the other hand, and he would ask people like, oh, if you can spare any change, that would be great. I'm trying to afford my insulin. And that broke my heart, because if you're in a country that can afford to give its people decent health care and they're not doing that, and this man has to like come out of his way to hold a door open to maybe get a couple of coins to get insulin, that's not a country I want to live in. And so on top of economics, it also would be morally right if the United States had universal health care. But there are also cons to that, but the cons don't outweigh the pros. Some of the cons would include like increased taxes, which a lot of people they get upset about, but I wouldn't mind paying more for saving lives. And then another con would be that there would be a shortage of doctors, because there would be too many appointments and not enough doctors to attend to the people, and not to mention there would be a longer wait if you wanted an appointment, because right now, since when people are sick, their immediate reaction is not to call a doctor. They usually like try to cure themselves at home because of the expense, and because some people don't have insurance, or like if they do have insurance, it doesn't cover everything, or they have copay. So if you go to a doctor right now, you would have to pay money, or most likely would have to pay money, but you wouldn't have to wait as long. So if we had universal health care, the waiting time would be longer, but I think it would be worth it. So overall, I don't know what's going on in this country, but I hope that at one point we do have universal health care. Thank you.